everybody. Welcome to tkanddrinks. I'm your host, TK Wheeler, aspiring BJCP mead judge and host of this wonderful YouTube channel where we do mead reviews, interviews with mead makers, meadery owners, and do food and mead pairing reviews as well, which is what we got coming at you today. We've got a bottle of the Runesblod raspberry. I doubt that's supposed to be said with a German accent, but for some reason I go that route because I'm a freaking weirdo at times. What you gonna do? But the Runesblod raspberry from our friends up at Wyrd Leather Works Meadery, Portland, Oregon. We've been digging most of their stuff so far. The blueberry one that we had was not definitely our favorite, but the semi-sweet and definitely that magic apple. If you haven't seen that one, go back and check out that Magic Apple review. That was phenomenal, as well as I'm hoping this Runesblod raspberry. Today for our food pairing for this, my wife Lauren has made a phenomenal cake tart thing that I'm sure I'm butchering what it's going to be. Go ahead.
It's a cake.
We've got a cake here on one of my grandmother's fantastic Christmas plates that we inherited, her fine Christmas china. So this is a raspberry cake.
It is a almond honey cake with cream cheese, buttercream with a little bit of vanilla and raspberries.
So what she said there, I couldn't repeat it if you asked me to or paid me any money. But it looks phenomenal, smells phenomenal. Love those fresh raspberries on there. Let me bring my magic fork from off camera. And let's go ahead and get that bottle popping on that Runesblod raspberry to go with this. I don't know why I want to say it with the
I think you're
German.
Dracula all of a sudden or something.
Thinking I'm Dracula. No, it's because the O's got the umlaut over it, and I took German class in high school, so now I instantly want to associate it with the German reference. But Runesblod raspberry from Wyrd Leather Works. Ooh, the nose on it, very raspberry straight away. Not doing the slow pour with these food and review videos, but at least give you a quick little pour on there. See what we can't do. At least something quasi-interesting. So definitely a lot more bubbles on the pour than I was expecting. Maybe that's because of the height. Yeah, they all faded away pretty quick there. Got a slight bit of haze to it. Probably, I'm not seeing any bubbles left from the pour. I think it might just be a little bit on the hazy side, but I would imagine when you're dealing with probably as many raspberries as these guys did, you might get a little fruit haze left over. Super heavy on the raspberry nose. Not really intense raspberry. It's a full raspberry flavor. It's just not super intense raspberry, but you definitely get the raspberry in there. It's not like a super heavy raspberry bomb. I would say an appropriate amount that you would need. If you can see those legs there, I'm imagining not, but super leggy, just like the Magic Apple one that we had. Lots of legs in there. They say it's a semi-sweet leaning, but man, that's quite a bit of residual sugar left over for semi-sweet, but enough waxing on prolific about that. Again, no, super berry forward, not intense, like overly intense berry forward, but it's very much there. It smells very natural, like a natural raspberry flavor that is, like if you were like being from Washington State, my mom grew raspberries, so when I would walk past our raspberry vines, I'd get this natural raspberry essence, aroma, esters in the air from the growing raspberries, and that is what this reminds me of. It's a very natural raspberry aroma. Not much on the alcohol notes again. Definitely get some fermentation in there, but honey sweetness is vaguely present at the end. All right, let's crush it. Definitely a lot drier than I was expecting it to be, given how leggy it was. But it's true to its name. It's definitely a raspberry mead. I like it. Definitely continues with the that natural type of raspberry taste along with the aroma. I'd say it's a great example of actually a dry raspberry mead. They say semi-sweet on there. I'm definitely getting a little more dry than I am getting semi-sweet, but maybe that's because I've had so many sweet-leaning meads lately that it just instantly goes towards dry because it's not that just predominantly heavy sweet. But I would say it's drier leaning than it isn't at the very least. but the raspberry flavor is phenomenal. It doesn't taste like candied raspberry. It tastes like a very natural raspberry flavor. I like this one a lot. I'm highly impressed with the way this one came out, man. After that blueberry one I had, I was a little bit skeptical of how things were going to go out. We were 1 for 1, and the blueberry mellow mel with the vanilla in it was not my favorite. But the Magic Apple Sizar and now the Runesblod raspberry coming through, solid. Both of those two. Yeah, I'm becoming a big fan of the cats there at Wyrd Leather Works Meadery. But what we really need to get into and focus on is how it pairs well with this cake. So now this is, again, we got almond in there, we got the all natural raspberries, we got the honey cheese, the honey cream cheese frosting in there. Now that, you almost couldn't ask for a better pairing. You get the all natural raspberries from the fresh raspberries on there. Jumps up the sweetness intensely with the honey cream cheese frosting there. And then you hit the palate with the dry from the raspberry mead, and man, that sets it off. That is a cornucopia of flavors that you did not think you were going to get today. I can guarantee you that. And then the almond in the cake there comes in slightly at the end, lets a little bit of, slight bit of nuttiness, and man, you hope that your day could be this good every day. All right, let's get to that scorecard. All right, back with that scorecard here. Hitting this one up with what appears to be a 41, if my eyes don't deceive me. There's that German accent again. 41 out of 50 on this one. I would say this is probably my favorite one from these guys yet. I really enjoyed that Magic Apple Sizar, but this one really has a little bit more complexity to it, I would say. Got an 8 out of 10 on the bouquet and aroma. Has that fresh, natural raspberry aroma to it. Smells like fresh raspberries that were just picked off the vine. Like you had a bowl of them sitting there when you were out picking, and you came inside and just, it doesn't have any alcohol heat to it. You get the sweetness from the honey adding in there, really bolstering that raspberry flavor. It's really killer. You got 5 out of 6 on the appearance. Slight bit of haze to it. I'm assuming that's from the natural amount of fruit that's in there. No bubbles beyond the pour, so no carbonation going on. Really nice crimson, lightly crimson hue to it. Some might even say pinkish leaning type of hue to it, but definitely a raspberry hue-ish type of color, pinkish, reddish, purplish, all those things mixed together. So definitely looking really good there. 19 out of 24 on the flavor. Again, solid raspberry, natural raspberry flavor. I would actually like to see it be a little fuller on the raspberry flavor. Not that it doesn't approach with a real raspberry flavor. It's very much a natural, real, you just took a bite of a real raspberry. It's just not as intense as I would like it to be honest with you. I think they could jam that up a little bit and it would, do this thing a little bit of justice. And then a 9 out of 10 on the overall impression. Again, based on their other flavors that I've had, if I was doing this a blind one, it might not have got a 9 out of 10 on the overall impression, but knowing who I'm working with compared to the flavors that I've had in the past from them, I'm really, really digging this one overall. Man, it is really solid flavored raspberry. It stands where it's supposed to stand as far as the flavor goes. It's very full-bodied compared to some of the other drier leaning meads that I've had. I like to see a dry mead that has a full body like that, but still doesn't leave your mouth like all sticky and syrupy and just overly coated at the end. It delivers the raspberry flavor, then it goes away like it's supposed to, and leaves you ready for another bite of cake, or leaves you ready for another drink of the mead. And so, like I said, 41 out of 50. Big fan of this raspberry. Big fan of the way it paired with our raspberry cake. Raspberry almond cake with all the extra accoutrements that I cannot remember because my wife does such complex stuff and speaks so quickly that I can't pick all that up. I'm sure she's laughing her ass off at me.
Honey almond cake.
Honey almond cake.
With cream cheese, buttercream frosting.
With cream cheese, buttercream frosting.
And fresh raspberries.
And fresh raspberries. Paired phenomenally with this drier leaning, semi-sweet-ish, off-dry raspberry mead from Wyrd Leather Works Meadery. Follow them on all their social media, Wyrd Leather Works Meadery, Facebook, Instagram, maybe on the Twitter machine. Follow me on all my social media, Facebook, Instagram, tkanddrinks@gmail.com for questions, comments, concerns, or otherwise. So thank y'all for being here today. Hit us up on the next time. We got another food and review coming. We got more reviews. We got more meadery interviews with mead makers and home brewers. Scope all that out. Be sure to smash that subscribe button and like if you want to be a part of that. I would certainly enjoy it. Thank y'all for being here tonight. See you next time.